Hi, I'm Grant Paisley. I'm a Group Officer in the Hornsby Ku-Ring-Gai Rural Fire District. In Hornsby Ku-Ring-Gai District, each of the four group captains has a group vehicle that remains their home. They can use that vehicle to respond to incidents or to undertake any RFS activities. The vehicles are all four-wheel drive. Mine's a D-Max. We also have Toyota Hiluxes and Ford Rangers. So yeah, this is a group captain's vehicle. Group vehicles contain a number of radios. In this case, I have 4 radios in here. 2 GRN radios. The reason we have 2 GRN radios is that we can have the normal command frequency, but then we can have a tactical command frequency specific to an incident. Down low we have a fireground radio. The fireground radio isn't just programmed with the RFS fireground channels, but also programmed with channels for other agencies such as National Parks and Wildlife. We can also use that radio to communicate when we go interstate with the Victorian CFA, with the CFS in South Australia. A number of other agencies use that. The 4th radio is a CB radio, predominantly used when we're out in country deployments. A lot of country areas, the farmers will be talking to you, and it's really great to be able to just chat with them on that radio because that's the frequency that they most commonly use and makes life easier, particularly trying to find someone's place and it's not clearly identified. The last of those speakers that you can see there is simply for a loudspeaker in the odd occasion that you may be driving along and needing to warn the public of some hazard. Back of a group officer's vehicle is their office. We keep all the gear there that we need to run any sort of incident we attend. Okay, the dustproof containers, as we go to a number of areas which has very fine dust, getting into the back of the truck, if we don't have dustproof containers, everything's covered in that dust. In the back here, obviously an esky. Behind the blue container is an AED. In the clear container there's a first aid kit, some traffic cones. In the blue container, I keep the incident management kits. One of the key elements of this is the T-card set. Here's an example from a fire that I was at recently in Nowra. That's the division, and it divides up the fireground into a number of sectors. All the vehicles are put on T-cards. The idea of this is that we can actually track where our vehicles are, how many crews we have at what particular location, and when they move, we actually just pick them up out of one of the pockets and move them to another one, so we can actually have at any one point in time a clear picture of who's working where, how many crews we have where. If something goes wrong in one area, we need to draw crews from another area to fill that. We know where they are to draw them from and who to ask to take them from. A group officer turns up at an incident, and when they take control, they'll actually allocate those roles to various individuals at the incident. The tabards look basically like this. Simply a tabard opens up, goes over someone's head. People can then see what the role is that a particular person's playing at a particular time. There are a number of different tabards. There's firstly the incident controller or the RFS commander tabard, used where the RFS is running a particular incident, or in the case of the RFS commander, where it's run by another agency and the group officer, whoever's wearing it, is in charge of the RFS resources. The operations officer tabard, the operations officer then reports to the incident commander. They're actually running the day-to-day operation in the field. Where we set up staging areas, we have a staging order commander or coordinator who looks after the staging area. At every incident we try and appoint a safety officer. The safety officer's role is to make sure that no inappropriate practices are being carried out in the field. And there's an RFS liaison officer tabard where we're working with other agencies who might be commanding. We often appoint liaison officers. We have a number of sector leader and division commander tabards. As any large incident will require more than one sector leader, so we carry quite a few. In the back seat of the vehicle, I keep a container which contains a number of personal bits of equipment. There are a couple of other important things here. The operations log. Everyone keeps an operations log in the field, every group officer or sector leader, division commander, and essentially that operations log is a record of the decisions that we make at incidents. We keep this so that we understand if anything goes wrong. There are questions at an incident later. We have a record of what we've done. So for each incident we go to, we keep that log.